Okay, I think this is in frame. This is revived hair. Oh, what is that? Okay, hold on. Okay, so I tried my best to get away from this YouTube thing, but I have one question for you. Did you miss me? Hey everybody, what's going on? This is your girl Catrice, and if you heard the intro, you're like, girl, what's going on? I tried to quit YouTube twice, again this year, child, but obviously the wise counsel and then the Lord won't let me do it, and so he keeps finding ways to draw me back, okay? And this story right here, just, I could not let it die. I heard about Lady Hilliard, child. I said, I don't want to talk about that because then I would go into the daughter, and if you're in my Patreon, you already know about the daughter, Priscilla Hilliard, and the rumors that came out a couple of years ago. So as it pertains to what I want to talk about today, this is about a very touching story. It does have something to do with taking yourself up out of here. So if you're not okay with that, trigger warning in advance, this is not for you. There was a young person by the name of Toreka Eternity James, okay? I believe that their pronouns were they, them, so I'm going to try my best to stay within the confines of their associated pronouns, okay? So if you hear me say they and them, that's what I mean. A lot of the church people don't really know nothing about that, but I like to make sure that I'm respectful, even though y'all don't really care about people's feelings and none of that. For the sake of this video and for the sake of me not misgendering them, I'm going to call them Eternity, okay? So Eternity shared that when they were younger, they were trying to find themselves and trying to figure out what they liked and who they wanted to love. And they figured out that they were interested in women. And the first lady of the church caught their eye, okay? And so apparently when Eternity turned 18, they and the pastor ended up having, because they were legal, okay? So they weren't like a minor or anything, but it's still kind of a weird situation. Because the pastor did know, first of all, the pastor was allegedly close to Eternity's mother, as well as they knew Eternity when they were younger. So it is kind of like a grooming, if you ask me, a grooming situation. But the pastor Sonya Spence Walker is now the pastor of the Word Center Church in Raleigh, North Carolina. They are now remarried, okay? And if you go to my website, Cocktail Hour with Catrice, what I did was I detailed everything that Eternity had on their Facebook page to make sure that I did not leave anything out. I also have, there are text receipts there on the website in the article, as well as a picture of Pastor Sonya. It seems like Pastor Sonya did somewhat acknowledge the situation. I'm an empath, so there are parts of me that kind of feels bad for Pastor Sonya because she's the one that's still here and having to go through it. But at the end of the day, you were also the person that was essentially waiting for someone to become an older person so that you can allegedly prey on them. So in that regard, Pastor Sonya doesn't really need a lot of grace because you should have known, first of all, you were the adult in the situation. So whatever. So what happened was Eternity took to their Facebook page starting, I believe, back in November. And if you look at my website, there are excerpts from that particular post. It is a very long post on Facebook. I encourage you all to go and read it. But Eternity details everything that happened. They also did a, like, I believe it was like 19 or 20 part series on the situation, okay? And so because of that, they said they were in therapy. They were trying to, get things out and trying to start a whole new life. And at the time of their unfortunate death, they were 40 years old. And so they are no longer with us. Apparently about 5 days ago, Eternity took their life, unfortunately. And so we will never know exactly what happened. It seems like they were going through a lot of grief at the time, especially the grief of, being denied, feeling betrayed, feeling unloved, feeling probably unwanted, so many different things. And I am praying for the family. Now, this Pastor Sonya got some explaining to do, honey, especially to me, because, y'all know I don't play about people. And when it comes down to, and I don't care what community they're a part of, y'all know how I'm an equal opportunity employer over here. And so for me, it's like, I want to know what Pastor Sonya was thinking at the time that she was also friends with Eternity's mother. and trying to allegedly mentor Eternity, which ended up leading into a full-on, what Eternity described as a full-on sexual relationship between two adults. Eternity also was careful to say that they were a consenting adult at the time. And so because of that, because they didn't want anyone to think that, the pastor was grooming them. But then further on, if you look at the post that they made in November, Eternity was very clear about the fact that they thought everything was innocent. You know how when you're young, you think that you can do whatever, that you're grown. But then when you get older, you start to realize that some things that might have happened to you may have been teetering upon a fine line and potentially being groomed. In November 2023, and this, mind you, they just took themselves out of here on September the 7th. But for almost a year, Eternity had posted up on their Facebook page the situation concerning Pastor Sonya, okay? And Pastor Sonya was not very pleasant. In my opinion, it seemed like Pastor Sonya might have betrayed Eternity's trust. And Eternity said something that was very interesting to me that hit home for me, and I'm going to share that with you now. Eternity said that when they and Pastor Sonya were together, that Pastor Sonya was very careful not to kiss them. And for me, as a person that does not like to have any major connections and relationships or anything like that, I think that's the dirty word. I could relate to that. And so I said, if Pastor Sonya was in that place when she was messing with Eternity, maybe they were just using them at the time for their own selfish gain and did not think because they were a woman pastor or a female or a first lady that they would be found out. However, it's 2024, and now we're all talking about Pastor Sonya, Pastor Sonya Spence Walker being an alleged pedophile, okay? It looks like she was following this young person throughout their childhood, again, making friends with the child's mother, and then eventually having an inappropriate sexual relationship with this young person that was a consenting adult at the time. Listen, the LGBT better not ever come for me trying to make sure that let me tell you something. These pronouns ain't easy to do. Whew! I had a trans client one time, child, and they would give me the blues. But I learned how to maneuver with the pronouns. I only messed up one time in this video. I'm proud of myself. Pat myself on the back. All in all, this young soul is now no longer with us. And it leaves a lot of unanswered open questions for the public as to what in the world happened. Why is Pastor Sonya not really speaking out right now? I did visit their Pastor Sonya's Facebook page. I have a little over 1,000 people that's following her. Eternity, before their death, Eternity had over 7,000 people following them. So that tells you the level of impact, right? And so even for the body of Christ, I implore you all to look outside of the body, not so that you can get away from God's grace or not be a part of the fold, but to see what other people are doing and the impact that they're having. You don't have to be in the four walls of the church and or in the body in order to make an impact. I think that more people on the outside are making a way bigger impact than a lot of people that are on the inside of the body. All in all, my thoughts and prayers are with Eternity's family. It looks like they have a few siblings, and I believe that their mother are still alive. And so we send our condolences here from Cocktail Hour with Catrice to the family, and we will be watching this particular story because I'm quite sure at some point in time Pastor Sonya's children, one of the children, may come out and speak. I believe they have that Pastor Sonya has a daughter, and I believe that her son has passed away. So I'm sorry to hear about that. I don't know if Miss Pastor Sonya has any additional children, but I'll be on the lookout for that. But I believe that the daughter's name is Dana, and so I'm going to be listening out to see, because when it comes down to PKs, you all know how they do. PKs hate when people are talking about their parent or trying to, people they think that someone's making a mockery of their parent or whatever. And so I'm quite sure at some point in time soon, Sister Dana might be coming out the woodwork to say her piece. I will be interested in seeing what she got to say, child, because I'm like, girl, so what you gonna say about this situation, and what your mama do to Eternity? Because we want to know. And these cockamamie email text messages that at the bottom of my website, Cocktail with Catrice, on the article, with those messages, it does not seem like Pastor Sonya felt any type of way about her behavior and what she did to eternity. And so for me, it's a no for me until Pastor Sonya can come out with a good explanation and tell the people what happened and own the fact that she was with this young person when they were 18 years old and watch them grow up and potentially and allegedly groom them. We want to we're not going to buy anything that you have to say until you come out and you're honest. All right. And so until then, I want you all to let me know what you all think down in the comment section. Let me know if you want to hear any additional information concerning this. I might try to go live with them like maybe Monday or something. But I have a full weekend of work to do because your girl got to make money. So let me know down below and I'll see you all next time. Bye.